Hey YouTube, this is the Rifle Bust back again with another knife to show you. And what I have here for you is the M&P Smith&Wesson 3B Automatic Knife. You'll find it with the code as the SWMP3B Automatic Knife. Now, this knife is a really good knife for $30. And as I said before, it is automatic, so I'll show you that motion here. First you pull this back here to open it, or one of the ways to open it, at least. So when you push that button back, knife opens out. It is about 7 inches completely overall. So this is, I know these specs exactly actually. This is, the knife part is 2.8, and the handle part is 4.2. And it's honestly just a great knife. That's just, for the money, I mean $30 for a assisted opening, or not assisted opening, in an automatic. That's just great for the money. The blade is a Tonto blade style. I prefer them over any other blade style, personally. The grips are great. I mean, they're great grips. The knife in general is very sturdy as well. And so are the grips themselves. They feel great. There's a kind of leatherish, not really leather, but kind of leather. It's a more mix between leather and like composite kind of plastic. Not really, but you know, this is composite here, I believe. Actually, this is steel. Sorry. Right here, the upper part of the grip, and as you can see, this knife actually has a safety, which is, this is a really cool thing. Before I put away the knife and show the other way to open it, safety activates in the knife itself, like when you do this. So when you have the safety on, the liner lock actually has no purpose, which is really cool. It's a liner lock knife, but if you have the safety on, which you can see right there, here's the safety is off, safety on. When the safety is on and the knife is out, you can have the, you can hit the liner lock. There will be blade play, which there isn't usually, by the way, just to point that out. But it's on there pretty tight, which means there's two means, as long as you have the safety on when the knife is out, there's two means of holding this knife in place, that's just awesome. So it's, what else can I say? It's very sharp. It's a very sharp knife. I mean, let's do the paper test right now. Just to show the little bit here. It's just, that's like no pressure at all. And it just cuts through it like butter. It's ridiculous. Of course, again, I had to do a little sharpening when I first got it, but a little sharpening when you first get a knife doesn't hurt. Unless you got it like supreme sharp, then I guess you're dulling the blade when you sharpen it, but usually it doesn't happen. Another thing, this is a police knife, so police will sometimes have this on them. This is a glass breaker, and I know you're thinking like, oh, it's probably not too great of a glass breaker. I've actually tried this glass breaker before. It's extremely good. It has that design like it's a kind of crappy glass breaker, but it's just a smaller version of one. But it does do its job. It's actually pretty good. So I'm going to show the other way to open the knife as well. Instead of doing the button here, pulling it back, this is why it's kind of cool. Because automatic knives are illegal in some states, and you can kind of pass this off as a not automatic knife, and you can just pass it off as an assisted opening. It takes a little bit of lying, but I'm not supporting you lie about it, and this is for collection purpose only. So, anyway, so here's the second way to open it. You push your finger on that little nub on, most knives. Push that finger on that nub, and you just keep pushing. And it opens up like that. And it doesn't have as much force, which actually makes it able to pass off as just a flip knife. There are some times where you can get some pretty good force in it, though. Probably get it one right now. Yeah, there we go. Function is actually a little tough at first. When the knife is new, it's extremely hard to actually get that to work. Generally, just because of new knife, it's kind of just, you know, like tight parts. Kind of needs a little bit of a loosening first. What else is there to say about this knife? I guess I'll go on the pocket clip again. It's not a bad pocket clip. It's actually very tight, which kind of makes it a little annoying if you use pocket clips a lot. It's stuck to my pocket a lot, but you know it's a good one, so it doesn't bend or anything. You can just kind of like rip it off. Yeah, so this knife actually, there are so many different versions of this knife. It's ridiculous. They're all about the same length, about 7 inches. I think most of them are 7.1, just because the blade is made a bit different. Tanto blades on this knife design are relatively small. Yeah, there are so many different. I mean, there are like hundreds of models of this knife, almost. Not really, but there's like there are like probably 20, 25 different models of this knife, all a little bit different from the other ones. It's really on like personal standpoint, you know, like it's just I personally like black blade, Tanto, and that's really all they design it by. The handle is almost always the same with all of these knives. Yeah, I mean, closing the knife is a bit difficult. It's, you know, it's an auto, so it has to build up a little bit of the spring before it can shoot out again. Do the other way again. So that's if you push here, and the other way to get it is there. Again, the safety is very reliable, which is just such a cool thing about this, that it has 2 parts to hold it, because I'm pushing in the liner lock right now, and that's staying open. Like, I can't even push that closed. That's just, that is a beautiful design. Yeah, oh my god. I'm in love with this knife, and to just put my rating in right now, I would honestly say my recommendation is to definitely buy this knife, or just a version of it. Just any like version of this knife is probably just as good as this one. I would doubt that, like, if it were, say, I know they have what is the knife called that's made in like Arabic countries? It's like a karambit. They have karambit types of this knife, and I believe those are probably just as good as this one, if not, you know, better. This is just a great knife. So yeah, this has been the Smith&Wesson SWMP3B. Thanks for watching, YouTube, and I'll see you later. This has been the Rifle Bust.